All right, we're live. Hi,
Hello.
everybody. It is
Yes.
Sam and Natalie here live in the Scraps of Love studio.
Woot, woot.
we we're making an Explore banner today. I did the back half of the banner, so we'll do the first three letters of Explore with you on camera. I kind of played with some techniques, and there's some fun little mixed media techniques that I want to work on with these. So
And
I'll go over what I did here at the end.
Yeah. Sam, she makes lots of fun bits.
I do.
All the fun details.
I do like putting a lot of little details on things. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to jump right in and get started here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working backwards, so we're going to start with the letter P because that's my next letter up.
And today she's using the Travel Junque line by PhotoPlay.
Yes. We didn't grab a collection kit of it.
No, but here is the sticker sheet.
Here's the sticker sheet. This is Travel Junque. We showed it on our live 2 weeks ago.
We both reached to do the same thing.
5-3. So
that was about a week and a half ago. Yeah.
So, and as soon as we saw this line, we're like, "Oh, I want to play with it so bad."
Yeah, she kept saying.
So I have pointed it out to everybody that I'm like, they're like, "Oh, I need the paper to do this. Use Travel Junque."
Yeah, she's been saying it a lot. It's hilarious.
So finally, I get to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to scroll and see if there's any comments?
I do, really bad.
So, so this is the line we're working with today, and I was very excited to use it. Still am. We also, for our banner pieces, we brought out the All in Create. This one is called Woodland Window Dies. I really wanted that funky edge for the banner piece. We'll see it cut here. And this is about 5.5 square. Well, it's not square, it's rectangle, because I figured that when I was cutting pieces.
It's not, yeah. And we're talking like a tenth of a,
yeah.
Like literally, is it a millimeter? If it's a tenth of a centimeter, I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm not metric, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. But I thought this die would be perfect for a banner just because the size of it and how funky it looks and how it paired well with this line.
Absolutely.
And I'm doing brown tones because I feel like that's what matches the paper really well.
Yeah.
It would either be brown or black, and I thought brown matched better.
Yeah, a little bit more of that dusty traveler kind of look.
Yeah. So we're using that die today. We also just got in the Conquered and 9th release, and I really wanted to play with this die. So these lives are a great excuse for me to play with everything I want to play with. So I did open
everything she
die.
Ordered heavy on, so she even knows what we have a lot of.
Yeah. So this one is Christina's Finishing Touches die. This was, I think, this month's release from Conquered and 9th, which would have been out a few days ago.
Yeah, that's quick.
So, yeah. So then we're going to play with this die today, too.
Did you show?
The other thing that I was excited to play with was the Tim Holtz cello sticker tape. And I was excited to play with it, but now that I've played with it, I'm like so excited. Like everybody needs to buy this. If you do junk journals or anything grungy, you need this.
It's that ruining tape, but not actually doing the ruining. Yeah, it gives you that look of really.
Yeah, and you'll see what I mean when I'm working with it.
Absolutely.
So I think I kind of went over all the products we're using today, other than the Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2s. I finally got to open a set for myself. Well, for the store.
I mean,
and
for
so,
the store.
So we will be using this, mainly the brown, because that's what I found. Because I was making everything really grungy, that's what I found worked the best. So we'll be using that too. All right, now that I've done a little overview of what we're doing, let's get started.
Yeah. Oh, the tool.
My favorite tool. So this is the Sizzix craft tool set, as this one's called, but it comes with the my little favorite grungy tool that rips up my edges. So this one also comes with an X-Acto knife and a kind of like a They say it's a paper cutter, but it's almost like wrapping paper would cut better with it than actual cardstock.
See, I thought it was like, if you look at it, I thought it was a sideburn shaver. Let's see. Works with cardstock. Yeah, it works with a lot of things.
So I'm just going to take this little tool here and make my edges a little rough. I'm not doing too overly just because I don't want to take a bunch of time doing this. And I'm only doing it on my elements I'm putting on top of the paper. I wasn't going to do the background elements.
Sometimes when Sam does this, she really gets like a good tear in it. And I'll tell you, if I had done it, I would have thought, oh my gosh, I've wrecked it. But for her, it's like, nah, it's great because then it gets a little bit more wrinkled and crazy. So if that happens to you, just be like, yeah.
See?
Yeah, yeah. And do you remember, I don't know, if you've watched enough lives of her showing the new product on live, she'll say, I can't wait to rip that paper. She says that a lot. I'm sure she probably thought that with this line too. I can't wait to rip that paper.
Yeah. I do love a little grunge. It's my thing. Not all the time though, because I'll go like from super cutesy to really grungy.
You really
in like a second.
Yeah. Well, and I think last night when we were talking about what to do, I was like, well, it's been a while since you've grunged something. Maybe we should grunge something.
I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. All right. I have no plans here as this layout. I just kind of put these pieces together because I was like, oh, those would be fun together.
Mm-hmm.
So
you still have all these stickers and tape. And
bear with me.
Yeah.
I want to add some ink to the background of this. So we're going to go ahead and get all my paper shavings off here. So I've been watching a lot of Katie's videos. She's a designer for Arden Studio.
Mm-hmm. Katie Petite.
Yes. And she does a lot of different like mixed media pages, and she does a lot of mixed media on her cards. And so she tends to, when she starts backgrounds, she'll take an acrylic block and add ink to it and stamp that. So I've been doing that a couple times, and I feel like that's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of like kind of easy to control where your color is going.
Mm-hmm.
So because this is a dark background, I might not get a fantastic show. I also want to make sure that it's going, my text is going the right way.
Well, and you're using distressed oxide.
I am using oxides today. I have never really played with oxides all that much.
Right, same. It's a new thing. Shockingly, they've been around for a long time, but we've just now kind of been like, all right, fine, they are good. I mean, not that we didn't really think they were good, but we see like,
we don't want another thing of ink, but
yeah,
you know.
Well, and I wanted to point out, I think that you're probably using it because it's going to sit on top of the paper and show a little bit better than a dye ink that'll soak in.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take my oxide that I did a little squish on my block here, and give it a little spritz, and then I'll pick that up, and you can kind of move your water around a little bit to get the ink mixing, and you can just set your block where you want it to go.
You can also do it with like a piece of like, I've heard this called the packaging technique, like what your stamps are wrapped in.
Yeah, you can. I find that it's a little harder to work with just because of how thin it is.
It's thin. This is a little bit more.
This is a little easier to work with, and you probably already have one at home. This is actually a very, very old one from Mom's Craft Room. It was back in her close to my heart days.
Oof.
Yeah, long time ago.
Like 20 years ago. Do we need a fan, or you want me just to blow
No.
it? Oh, yeah,
it'll dry pretty quickly. Okay. You could let this sit to dry. For time's sake, I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep moving along. We do have little.
You can see that.
You can. We do have little fans that actually I do suggest having. It's a little little rechargeable fan that'll sit on your desk, and it'll blow the air, and it
has 3 different speeds as well, is the amazing thing. So I mean,
and it's not a heat gun, so you're not worrying about heat in your area. It doesn't have to plug in anywhere. So if you're working in a spot where you don't necessarily have access to a plug,
plus it's getting to be summer. We all need a personal fan. I mean, last night I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm hot. So yeah.
And then I'm going to go through with, I guess I should show you the top of the ink pad. Oh, it's very messy. Vintage photo.
It's well loved.
And I'm just going to do kind of the same technique here. Grab a couple spritzes. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to actually take my little water jar here. And the bottom of the jar makes a fantastic...
that amazing? I love that. Like, we would hate that at one point in our life, I would imagine, but having a coffee ring or something is so cute.
I spilled water.
Oh, you spilled. Got a little excited.
It was more full than before when I was doing it. And then I'll just go and grab my leftovers and kind of spread it out here.
Look out. Do you know what? That did dry fast.
Yeah, it does. Well,
Wow.
It's also our air. We're lucky enough to have dry air.
True.
Where we're not waiting forever for something to dry because of the humidity.
I can't even imagine that life.
I know, right?
I'm so sorry. That's just terrible, but
yeah. So there's my background started.
Oh my goodness.
I kind of love it. So
I'm
not gonna do much from there. I might just go in and ink the edges, with a little cashmere.
Yeah.
It's a little dark, or it's
Is
a
it
light.
dark? Let me see what I've got over here.
Ideally, I could use vintage photo, but I don't have a brush for my oxide pad. I don't even know that I have a brush for my actual pad. I don't know where brushes are in here.
Well, there's a ton of huge ones. And behind you, I think behind you, there's smaller brushes.
All right. We'll just, I've got a double-ended one here. I can.
Oh, every color but the one I want.
Oh, let's do glacier.
Oh my gosh, it's another cashmere.
We have 2 cashmeres?
That doesn't seem right, but yep, we sure do. I
It's
see
like
on the cake, is that,
home.
I mean,
that's fine. I'm already doing glacier.
Oh, never mind. Oh, well, that's more fun.
So I'm just taking the smallest brush. But because my edges are wet, they're bending a little easier right here. That's not a big deal just because of the look we're going for. It's not perfect.
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
Ooh, ripped it a
So
little bit.
if you're a perfectionist,
this isn't for you.
Mixed media may not be top
There, I have seen some people that are a little more perfectionist because mixed media is something that you can have a little control over. So I have seen it done. It's never extremely perfect, and I think that's what you really need to wrap your head around is it's not going to be perfect.
Right, and I think that a lot of us are a little accident prone. This is for you. Right? I mean, I think you can have lots of great, happy little accidents here. Oh my gosh, look how great that looks on the brown.
So that's going to look fantastic. But I'm going to add my layers before I do that because I'm going to run it through a die cut machine, and I don't want to run that part through it.
Because that would be so hard to put it through, all those layers through.
It would probably be okay.
Oh my gosh, I had a hard enough time. So this brown that she's using today is actually heavy stock, so it's going to be good and sturdy.
The brown is called brownstone from My Colors. If you want to match it perfectly, it does match really well for this line.
So, but because it is that heavy stock, it takes a little bit more, like a little bit more muscle, to get it through the die cut.
Well, and it probably doesn't help you. We're using the platinum instead of the platinum 6.
Yeah, it was a little bit bigger machine, and I didn't have a great angle on it because I was trying not to take up too much space on the counter while I still had customers. So, customers first.
So the other thing I want to add to my background here, I thought I was done. I'm not. Some splatter.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna use. So the set of these Neo colors come with stickers and a nice red tin. So this set is $39.99.
But here's the other thing.
This is the larger set we have.
We also have open stock of all the colors.
Oh, we do. So you can just buy the colors you like.
And we have a tin that you can, it's an empty tin that you can, how many does that one hold? More than that. It's like
18.
18, yeah. So you can pick 18 and fit them in that tin.
So this is the easiest technique to do with these Neo colors.
It's really fun.
It's just taking a wet brush and splattering your background. And so these are little splatters. Fine. But since I have the color worked into my brush already, I can get some larger splatters just by adding more water.
I do love the splatter.
I also, after do this, I could put a little bit of this on my finger here. And I can go along the edge. You see how that picks up that color there.
Well, do you know what else we could do? Instead of using paper towel to clean up, we could be using some cheesecloth.
That's true. I do like using cheesecloth to clean up.
Because then you get some fun cheesecloth colors.
So there you go. My background turned out even better. And I can add more water to my finger and get more of this color off onto things. Just like that. So it's kind of like inking your edges, but with your finger.
My goodness. Stretch your tools, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you really are stretching your supplies here with all these different pieces that you're...
I'm just going to go in, like I still have it on my finger here, so I'm just going to keep adding a little bit of water till it's fading away.
Did you show the cheesecloth we're using?
I haven't yet.
So
I haven't used it yet. I'm going to use it here in a minute.
I just want to show it's she's using the natural muslin from Uniquely Creative, so it's already kind of that ecru-ish, you know, not ivory, but you know, I called it muslin colored, but she's like, no, it's actually called muslin, natural, so it's a little bit more earthy, not bright.
Got my hands dirty.
Yay!
I'm gonna actually use a little cheesecloth in my tag here. So
I cut kind of a chunk here. Do you want a bigger chunk, smaller chunk?
Yeah, I want it like thin, like a piece of ribbon.
Okay. Oh, well, here you go.
I got used to using another hole punch and then I forgot to grab it. So that, I just punched the hole in my tag, and then I'm going to take a piece of cheesecloth, because you know it's got many, many uses.
Everyone, look at Sam's nails. She does them herself now.
I do it myself, yeah.
Isn't that fun? I do mine myself too.
So I'm not going to put that on there yet, just because I think I want to staple it in. Oh, I guess I could staple it in. I'm going to wait. Wait a second. Just because, you know, I don't have a plan yet, so this is...
That's why it's fun.
I'm like, I hate to cover up my whole background, though.
I'd say layer it on the tag a little.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I only use 2.
I do love that pile of luggage. It's so cute.
And I need my letter to see what's going on here. So I'm just kind of auditioning my pieces.
Tuck that behind the luggage. Yeah, love it. I love the word auditioning. So I was talking to a customer the other day about why they needed an anti-static tool. And one of the great reasons is that you can take stickers like this and put that anti-static tool with the powder, or a powder tool, whatever you want to call it, on the back. And then you've turned stickers into ephemera that you can audition anywhere.
So I'm just going to start gluing down because...
Slap it down.
I kind of like the way that was looking. I'm not going to do a ton of glue on it, just so if I need to pull it up, I can.
This scene right here on the desk looks like AI generated, like all the pieces of...
in the random letter.
Oh, yeah. P for paper crafting. I mean, it just looks like... If you guys haven't played with your AI image generator, it's kind of fun. It's weird. It'll always have something weird in it, but it's fun.
This glue is...
The gun is over there. I think it might be ready to go.
It needs a good cleaning.
When I did that to the gun the other day.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Fine.
Maybe it was this. This was one that I was operating on last week.
Gun needs more glue.
Well.
Can't win.
I guess we need to get in the studio and play more.
Right?
The glue
not
just
exactly
sits here
how I had it.
In the meat locker that is the studio.
It's really cold in here.
Cold in here.
I have a blanket on my lap.
Yeah. And I'm never cold. But hey, maybe that's why everything's drying so quickly is we've got a little...
All right.
I need more glue right this second.
No.
I'm going to refill you if I could.
I'm going to actually steal some cello tape here.
Okay.
So let's talk about cello tape because, wow. Have you ever used it? Because if you haven't, you need to. So cello tape is like clear PET stickers that look like vintage Scotch tape. Do you know how old Scotch tape will eventually
Sorry.
start to yellow?
Nobody
It'll
tell
start
my
to yellow.
dentist I use my teeth to open something.
It'll start to yellow over time. This kind of speeds up that process, so you don't have to.
Well, and it doesn't have
for it.
the harmful chemicals,
Yeah.
that yellowing things.
So this is a piece of sellotape. It's sticky on back, shiny on the front, and so it's so fun to projects just to add it in. So I'm just gonna put one there.
And it's not. My question for her when she started using is it puffy? And it's not. It's flat, just like tape. I'm just gonna borrow that.
So there it is on there. Gross. That adds that little bit of shine. So then on this project, I've been adding a few pieces here and there just to make it look like I kind of taped the thing together. So like maybe I'll add one here. Look like I taped that on there. Just like that. So very easy. You can, I'm going to go ahead and add my letter on here as soon as she gives me some glue.
Well, yeah, I totally screwed that up.
Another bottle here.
Okay, gotta go bananas. Because I've really...
How many bottles of glue do we have in the studio?
Well, and I'm just not getting this one to flow.
Oh, this one is not coming out. There's like 3 bottles over there too.
Yeah. This is because we had that make and take, and so we just kind of brought it back here to use.
All of these need to be cleaned. All right. Well, please hold.
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll get glue here
I've
eventually.
almost got this one ready to go.
Well, this one sounds like it has air flowing through it. So now we just have to get to the glue to the bottom. Where's a glue holder when you need one? Don't tell Dad.
We've got enough stamp gliders in here. Let me get some glue holders.
I think he just restocked some of them, didn't he?
He did do a few.
Pink.
They're cute.
All right.
Pretty well stocked. Like all the buckets are full at this point.
I got glue, so we're...
Got glue crew. Little shout out for you.
I just kind of scooched it over because I didn't like it in the middle, close to the edge like that. So there, I got the P on there. So now I'm gonna shut up. So now I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna need Natalie here to die cut for me.
Oh.
I'm gonna take these stitching dies here. So these ones are the finishing touches dies. They will just add that stitching into your layers. So I'm going to make it look like we kind of stitched all these pieces together. So I'm going to lay it on here. I've been trying to make it so that it kind of hits every piece on that layer. So it does look like it's all kind of sewn together.
Yeah, it probably does.
She's gonna
stabilize it a little and put it all together.
Right. She's going to run it through the machine for me so I don't have to leave the
through
camera
like
here.
Butter. That was amazing. That was really great.
And so after she runs that through, you can kind of see, let's see if I can get it hit by the light, that stitching texture that's in there.
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of see it here.
Yeah, you can see. That's nice.
And so that went through the sellotape. It went through everything.
Mm-hmm. And it was easy to run through, I'm going to say.
Peggy asked what the P stands for. It is, we're doing a banner. And it's Explorer.
Yeah.
So the P is in the middle of Explorer.
Yes.
So then I'm kind of happy with this piece, other than I didn't add one element. And that is my tiny attacher. So I'm just going to go ahead and staple my cheesecloth in place a couple times. And
this stapler that we have is... I mean, not as far as functionality, it's identical to the tiny attacher. And the staples that we carry for it do fit inside the tiny attacher.
These are not good scissors.
Yeah. Struggle bus. It's the theme of the week. Nothing's coming super easy.
So Then I can take my P and layer it on my background.
You don't want to add any of these stickers. They're so cute.
I can. It doesn't have to be right this second.
No. I think that when you come to the store to see it, it's going to be overdone by me. Like, you know, add more, add more, add more.
I can add something.
I love these all these little bits in the sticker sheet. They're so cute.
So, and the other thing I've been kind of doing to every banner piece is taking my tiny attacher or my stapler and stapling the piece together. So it looks like I just stapled it on.
I think all staplers need to be in squeeze form like that.
And so I have a couple little staples in there that you can really see the detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that stitching set is great. I need to keep this one forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got my P done. So now I'm going to go on to the X. I might add a sticker to it. I haven't decided. So the X I'm definitely going to add stickers to, though, because I only have one piece that I put aside for it. I also don't know which is the right way.
I think the smaller on top. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to start with background again.
Ooh, and that's quite a blank slate background.
Yeah, I know. I can add more texture to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and rough up the edges of my little piece here. First thing. And then I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to start with vintage photo this time to figure out what I want. And I'll take water, spray it on here. And I can just go and lightly tap. Nothing's safe. I got water everywhere.
Paper down. I stole your other one when I got a big old splotch of glue on me.
Nothing's safe.
Mm-mm.
And so I will take, let's see, add a little bit more ink to that. And let's do, maybe I have this bottle of Distress Re-Inker here. That'll make a fun little circle, so let's do that. Maybe. There's some. Not a fantastic circle, but I don't hate
twist
it.
it to make a circle shape as it's. There
Yeah,
you
that
go.
worked better. See, there's a reason we have Natalie here.
I was gonna say I have proved my worth on camera. Yay!
Fun. Oh. You still feeling that glue over there?
I am, because you know, slow. This glue flows a little slower.
It's probably because it's cold in here. All right.
Could be.
Got a good start to the background here. Let's maybe add another color.
Oh, that is so cute. Everyday things.
Yeah. Didn't even need expensive tools for that one.
Mm-mm.
Let's see. What am I going to do? I didn't plan this one. Can you guys tell? Stormy sky. That would be fun. Do the same technique
what
here.
if you did, yeah. Or even what if you took one of these little doilies and made kind of like a stencil or a mask type stitch?
I feel like we're just using everything that's on our desk here.
We did that once, like with like 3-month-old leftover dies, didn't we? Found a bunch of dies, like die cut pieces. We're like, oh, let's just do this.
So we're just gonna see what happens, right?
Mm-hmm. If nothing else, you have a. Oh, that did kind of do something.
Maybe a darker color would be better. Let's do a darker color. Ooh, where's Glacier? Glacier would be pretty.
Mm-hmm. So you can do this with oxide and with dye ink. you're getting some fun stuff on there. That's fun.
Oh, but now look at how pretty my doily looks.
I was going to say, if nothing else, we're going to have a real pretty doily at the end.
Might have to use that. Look
Mm-hmm.
how pretty that turned out. Well, let's go through with
Neo colors.
Neo colors. I love my brown one over here. I love my brown one. I do like using my finger for edging with these. I really like that technique.
So these are wax pastels, correct?
They're wax pastels, but are water
soluble.
soluble.
Are the Tim Holtz crayons also water soluble? I think I heard no.
I've never had luck with them like I have luck with these.
Oh, okay.
But I have heard that they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Oh, that looks cool.
But these are what
I don't hate this background.
These are similar to scribble sticks too, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. I think scribble sticks are acrylic based though.
You're right. You're right. They are, but they
Which
are
means
water
they're
reactive.
not, to an extent. Acrylic based, you can water react to an extent.
Yeah.
I think I want to add some splatter, but I lost my paintbrush to do that with.
There it is. So it's a water brush you're using, but you didn't fill it with water. Is this,
No,
again,
I've
so you
been
can
dipping
control
it. Yeah, so I can control my that, and I don't know. I've never really filled these up.
I feel like more water comes out than I want. Like
yes.
If I squeeze the pen, here it comes, waterfall.
All right. I think I've got a lot going on.
It's almost like you turned it into a map. It's really like there's the ocean and that's really fun.
I think there's enough going on at this moment that I think I can move on to something else. So
I'm amazed at how quickly it's dried.
It's not extremely dry yet, but
no, but it's not like the water's soaked in. It's not.
No, I can still work with it. I'm gonna add a little this to the edges. What's wonderful about this is it's water soluble, so if I don't love where it is, I can just take a little bit of water and make it lighter. See how I clean that up?
Don't you guys feel like you could just do this now? I do.
This is my second time ever working with these, just so everybody knows.
What? You should have seen how excited she was at the show when we found them. She was ready.
Because I've seen them done like on videos and stuff, and I've always wanted to play with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, look how fun. That blue, this glacier, matches so well.
That's really awesome.
And
this is why I tell people don't trust the label, because if you show the label for that, it's going to look like a dark navy.
Yeah, it's really not.
And it would get to there the more layers of the dyes that of the dye of the ink.
Okay, but also this looks really cool too.
Yeah.
So if you look at this and you're like, oh, I hate it, it's awful, flip it over.
See, I gotta tell you, I tell people that all the time when it comes to mixed media, that I took a class and I didn't love everything I did, and then I flipped it all over and I loved it.
So yeah, we're gonna use maybe some of these tickets here.
Yay.
And Natalie was like, everything on your project today is flat. I'm like, well, it's
you
a
guys
little
know
easier
Sam
to work
loves
flat
her foam.
with mixed media stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. It's not that it looks flat, it's just that she usually uses a lot of dimensional tape.
I do like dimension.
Why is it? It feels like it's getting colder.
All right. So I do like those stickers as they are. I'm just going to leave them there. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. But I'm just going to leave them there. And I'm going to actually take a little bit of, my favorite nude thing. And I'm just going to scribble a little where I want to add some definition. And
what's that one? What's that color's name? Is it literally
this
just
color
brown?
is brown.
Yeah. So that they don't get really weird about their colors.
Some,
they're straight yellow, orange, vermilion is.
Yeah.
What is that? Scarlet. Violet. Purple.
Yeah, they don't have this is ultramarine.
Cobalt blue.
That'd probably match too. Anyways, I'm going to add a little bit of water. And yeah, I've left that sitting there for a minute. So adding the water to it's not going to, having it sitting there is not going to cause any issues. And I'll just add a little bit of water. And this is not water safe paper. This is why my edges are curling so badly. It also is kind of scraping off a little bit, but that's just because I'm having too much water on it. But it's all right because that's the look I'm going for. And so I'm just using my finger and kind of smudging out wherever I put those extra little lines. And so that's going to pick up around the tickets and add that little bit of dimension without adding actual dimension. Oh, I saw this doily I could use too. Maybe I'll use that one on the next one. Oh. If I say if the edges of my stickers were white and I say I didn't want that, I could do the same technique where I took a little bit of water in the Neo colors to tone that white down. So there's my background. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my dreamy destinations on there and my X. So, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to add this on there, and then I'll add my X, and then we'll do our stitching again.
If you want the gun.
And ideally, I probably would have not put the yellow ticket right there. Maybe I would have put it off to the side. But it's all right. Everything will turn out okay. All right, and now I guess we should do stitching again because I've done it on all the other ones.
Yeah.
So this one, I think I'm going to go straight here.
Okay.
And pass it to Natalie. Natalie will take it away.
Off we go.
While she's doing that, I'll start grunging up the next one.
So the die cut machine is on the floor.
Yes.
Because that's just where we put it. Didn't want to take extra space on the desk. I'll tell you, I've got really good. I don't know if it's just that the machine is fantastic, which I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm like, man, I've got.
It's probably the leverage on it.
Yeah, I've got really good leverage on it.
Thank you, Sonia. I do like to get a little grungy and inky, and
I'm finding that I like to get covered in glue as I sit here trying to clean these out.
All right. You one of those vacuums that'll.
The desk vacuum?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So this, you can kind of see how, can you see it? It's stitched through all the way to the back. So those nice deep stitches.
That's fun.
That's such a fun little die. I like that. So you could actually go with, I've been doing cashmere just because it was the first brown I found, and add a little bit more color to the stitches and kind of bring out that texture.
Do you know what I'm realizing this reminds me of?
What it might
It's Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little Indiana Jones.
And so you can see how the stitches stand out a little bit more now.
Yeah. This is really fun.
All right, and then I can add it to this. Right?
Yep. I mean, I have the gun ready, but.
Hi, Diane. There's the X for my Explorer. Oh, but maybe, I do want to add staples. Let's see, what do I want to staple? Add to the X.
Yeah.
And then we'll do one here. And one on top. I love that little stapler.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
There you go.
What was that? A piece of sellotape? Let's see. No. So there's
piece.
3 different widths. So there's the small ones. There's the medium ones. And the large ones. The wide ones. So I think I'm going to go with the medium. And add a sellotape to this one. So I'm just going to put it here like I'm taped it all on.
Which ideally, actually, it is taping it on. So there you go.
And another piece here under my dreamy destinations. There, that little touch of sellotape just added a lot to it. The letters are, they're die cut out of our AccuCut Center.
And you cut every one of them with just one 12 by 12, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
All right, last letter, E. Get to do another fun background. Maybe I should let Natalie do this background.
No. Give the people what they want. They want you.
All right,
You've taken my suggestions. It was fun.
I'm gonna start with blue this time because I liked the way the blue looked. So my main thing with doing the block technique is that you really get the shape of the ink pad on there, so you want to make sure to spread that out.
Mm-hmm. You could even use your brush to swirl it around if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can. I tend to just pick it up and move it.
Yeah, but you will get that obvious oval or square, rectangle.
Ooh, there's a lot of color on there. I've been known to completely change the color of paper.
True.
I had a couple samples and they're like, where's this paper? Where's this paper?
I remember that.
I just didn't like the color of it. So, oh, look how fun that
And
looks.
sometimes things go haywire. That's fine. Looks great.
I'm going to go back on with Vintage Photo because that's the other color we used. I'm kind of going to do the same thing, but maybe in smaller splotches. Oh.
I also would like to put a little plug in for the fact that Sam, how long ago was it? At least a year, came out with a texture stamp
Oh, yeah.
And it is really amazing. If you want to be a little less,
I call it perfectionist.
yeah, if you want to be a little less loose with your
Oh, see, look at how pretty that is.
with your pieces, that texture stamp set is absolutely amazing to get a lot of that same look, but you're still controlling it even more with the different splotches and pieces and whatnot. See, and this is how I learned to ink things, was putting it straight onto the pad.
It works with some pads.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want it to be like a perfect edge, I'm not worried about it. In fact, I want it to kind of rough up.
But I do love ink
Look at
blenders
how
and
pretty the
daubers
background
too.
turned out.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It was just an ivory piece of paper a minute ago.
So, just gonna go through and do this. Kind of the same techniques I did on the other two ones. Maybe in different orders. To kind of show you it doesn't matter what order you go in, as long as they're all there.
Well, and you could leave it like that. You don't even have to make the water react. Because that's kind of cool.
It's true.
It's blending in really nice.
The water will smooth it out.
Mm-hmm.
It won't have such a strong line. See how it made that a little bit darker. It just really like, I don't know. I think this one turned out the best.
Yeah, it does. It
makes it look like it's actually old.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually lived in a box for.
And these are great papers, but boy, does this just add so much more dimension, character, all the words.
Depth.
Texture, yep, depth. Oh, that's cute. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I
So
would
this is
even
for
add a
our
little brown
E.
to it too.
I should. This is for our E. I should add brown to this. She's right. She's right. I think I'm gonna go cashmere.
And it's on camera. She said it.
This is cashmere. So this has been. It's another one I've been going to lately. From Catherine. It's just more of like an ivory than a brown per se.
It's looking at that, it looks like a very tea dye kind of color. It's kind of nice how pliable that gets when it's wet.
That's really trying to tone that white down a little bit. Maybe I can go direct to it.
Yeah.
It's also wet now, so.
Okay. That's fun. Yes. I was over here and do that. Yes. Gentle though, because it is delicate. It is a doily.
Try to unravel it without
shredding it. Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Look at that.
Can we get a t-shirt like that? That's really cute. That's so fun. I love it.
All right.
And even having some splatter on it will be fun.
Yeah, look at the splatter right now. Look at how pretty that is. Maybe I'm going to do this though. So it is on.
Opposite.
All right, let's add glue so this stays. I'm a little worried about the wet part, but it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Glue will dry eventually, right?
We'll sew it down with the dye.
We will. We will. We really will. Oh, look at how freaking pretty that is.
So pretty.
That looks so good. Oh, okay. Now we're going to add a little splatter to it, you know. And I'm sure if I change my paintbrush size, I probably could get different size splatters, but I kind of like the fine mist splatter at this point. Done it on everything else. I know if I add more water, when I have a lot of paint in my brush, I'll get a little bit bigger drops, kind of like those ones there.
Mm-hmm. I also think that, you know, whomever you make this for, even if they don't notice, you've had fun. We've
I
had
know.
fun making. So I think that needs to be something we point out. Have fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, and you just have to like relax. Just not
Mhm.
think about how things are going to end up. Just work on.
Yeah. That's the thing that I like about the concept of art journaling is that it's just to make the art. It's not necessarily a card that you're mailing or a page that you're telling a story.
Right.
It's just you're making.
That's what's nice about these banners too. Is like, yeah, it's decoration, but it's not something you have to keep forever.
Mm-mm.
Or it's something that you can give to somebody who maybe is going on a cruise or something to hang in their room during their cruise.
Yeah, like a
just
going away
shares
party.
with them to explore.
There's lots of possibilities. Kids going away for
Decorations for kids' room, that's fantastic. And especially as their styles change, you can change out their banners. I do love a good banner.
I do too. I think they're fun.
But any of these concepts you can also take and make these into a card.
Absolutely.
Versus in like this set here would make some great masculine cards.
Well, and even just showing how she clusters things together. Yeah. It's turning into a nightclub strobe.
I like that. Okay, just auditioning for now. Trying to figure out how I want things. I think I like it like that, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing. And then we'll take our die.
This die is kind of cool too. For this theme, it kind of looks like someone drove over it. You know what I mean? Like it's like little tracks.
Let's see where this is sitting.
I've been known to take photos of things after I've had them lay out. And then when I pick up to start gluing.
I've done that too before. I was just, because it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
I'm not stressing over it.
No, it's perfect.
Like
perfectly fine.
Okay, let's add our E
on
there.
Can you still see?
Add our E on there. Oh, look how fun that is. Let's take a piece of sellotape maybe. Let's do the small ones. Oh, Julie asked, hope Chris is doing well. She is here today. She's just wasn't up for doing a live, so she's tasked us to do it.
We weren't sure if she was going to be here, so that's why we started talking about it last night, what we wanted to do. And she let us run with it.
Yeah, she usually does if she just gets out of doing a live.
It's true story.
All right, I think that's good. Let's add my texture. This one does have 4 different ones. I did use this one on the R because I didn't have a lot of space to use it on because I was going over the R. This one's my favorite one, so I've been using this one the whole time. But they do have straight stitching too, which is always fun. And I think I'm going to put it maybe about right here.
That's what I was thinking.
And Natalie's going to take it away and I have my last layer here to glue it to.
Man, this is great.
Oh, keep the machines on the floor.
I may have to do that, though I will stub my toe on it nonstop. Knowing me.
And so there we go. And that stitching Just went right over the cello tape and everything. I love that. Definitely a great die to add to our collection here.
Absolutely.
My paper's very wet.
Oh my goodness, I bet your fingers are freezing.
I'm ignoring that fact. I love these all in create dies. I think they're so interesting. They're just, they don't,
Right?
they're not something you would like picture using, and then until you're like, oh, it's so pretty when it's punched out like that. All right, let's add staples and a couple more pieces of
something.
Let's do this nice big piece. Look at that long piece.
Ooh.
That's going to go all the way to the side here.
Oh, that's fun.
Isn't that fun? And then I'll take my stapler and... So I do, when I'm doing the corners like this, I do kind of want to watch where I'm going to punch my holes, because I don't want to put my staple through where I want my hole punched. I could go through and add staples here and here, so it looks like I stapled the tags in place.
I even like just make a little X with staples when I do it sometimes.
Like this.
Yeah, it's fun.
So add that little X there. Where is it? Right here. It's kind of hard to see.
Kind of hard to see, but it's fun.
Yeah. So there's that. There's the E. So let's flip through these with you real quick so you can kind of see what we did here. There's the EX, P. Those are the three we did on live. So you can go back and watch those three. And then the L, I did kind of the same techniques here with the coffee staining. I put cello tape here and here. I ran the stitching this way to hit most of our layers. Cello tape here. This is a sticker that I used a little bit of the Neo colors to make that brown look on there, and the cheesecloth in the tag. Here's the O that I did. Kind of same techniques here.
And you cut that little guy.
I did. I fussy
Like
cut this guy out, but I made sure that he wasn't a perfect circle.
Yeah.
And so then I took and roughed my edges of it.
So a lot of the pieces that you used weren't stickers; they were parts of the paper that you just kind of cut.
Yeah. This one is one of the 3x4 cut aparts that I went ahead and did some of that jar stamping on. And I did ink up my camera a little bit to make that white not as stark. And then the E was the first one I did, and you can tell because I held myself back.
Yeah. This may look totally different by the time it gets hung. We may add a bunch of stuff.
The E, I did add the smaller stitching in instead of the larger one. Should have done the larger one. I think it would look better.
Well, I think you could even go with the smaller one and do like a cross.
Oh yeah, or do another one. That would be fun too. So the stitching die is a set of 4 dies. It's Christina's finishing touches dies. They're Christina Warner with Concord and Ninth. We do have them in stock. We just got them in yesterday.
They just went on the floor this morning.
Yep. So love these dies. Great for card making or any projects similar to the one we did today. So now we just have to go and I'll have to punch holes in all the 3 I just did. And we'll string them up into a banner. And you'll have to come in and see it when it's done.
It also fits with the theme of our weekend activity.
Yes, our art adventure.
Now, if you didn't get a chance to sign up for the art adventure, you can still come and watch the demonstrations.
You just wouldn't be able to do the projects.
But it might be worth it because there's 8 different things that we're showing, and there's got to be one that you have questions about. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, and if you missed out this time,
we're doing it again.
We'll probably do it again.
I think, weren't we at lunch yesterday? And Chris said, we need to plan the next one. I'm like, oh my gosh.
We weren't ready. Can we get through the first one first? So thanks for sitting live with us and watching. I hope everybody else makes a banner. If you do, share your banner
Absolutely.
in Scraps Love Insiders. I want to see it.
Absolutely.
I love banners. So Natalie can put up our little logo. And
Is it this one with Sam?
Yep. And thanks for watching Lunch with Sam today.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you on Friday for what's new in the store.
Yay.